Hey, this is Lean at How to Be a Sexy Bum, and I'm kind of in a mood. Today I'm doing a video very, very different. I have my blanket over my head, and my blanket over my head, it's kind of, that's how I sleep. That's the only way I can sleep. It's very weird, and yes, I know I'm a weird person. This is like probably one of the weirdest things, but most of the time I have my blanket over my head. To me, it's a hoodie. Like when I was in middle school, I used to wear hoodies all the time. And even through high school, it wasn't until I graduated that I stopped wearing hoodies a lot. But I do it for, I can't wear it in the summertime because it's really hot. But a hoodie or a blanket over my head to me is comfortable. It's like a safe heaven for me. It's comfort. And the reason why I adapted to hoodies and blanket was because when I was younger, I didn't get hugged a lot. So, but when I had these hoodies or a blanket over me or something that was really fuzzy, it felt very warm and comforting. So I normally adapt to those stuff when I feel really sad or stuff, or I just want to feel warm and comfort or something like that. I adapt to those stuff. But anyway, the video is not about that. I'm here to talk about thriving. When you're thriving for your goal and life is a bitch and just throw a dozen of stuff on you at one time. I've been thriving since I've been thriving before, but I've really been thriving since I moved out of my parents' house in November. And I've really been thriving since I got moved into an apartment, which I share with my roommates. And it's like since December to now, I've been doing so much, and it's like every time I can describe it as swimming. It's like when you're swimming in something like a shark, or you have this rock tied onto your ankle and it's pulling you down, and you're trying to fight this to get up to the surface so you can breathe, but you keep having this rock trying to bring you down. Every time you feel like you're getting closer to the surface, you can almost like you can almost breathe the fresh air above it. Something comes and push brings you back down, and you go back to trying to swim back up to the top of the surface. That's how I've been doing since December. And every time I think I'm near that surface and everything starts getting comfortable again, it's something come and pull me back down. But I'm gonna keep thriving. That's the one thing I want you to get out from this video. When life give you bullshit, you fight back and you keep thriving. You keep going, even on days. Like I allow myself to have one pity day where I sit there and I have pity for myself. But after that day, I can't have pity for myself. I have to keep thriving. So just have that one pity day where you sit there and feel sorry for yourself and do that. But after that day, you have to keep thriving and not giving up and keep going and going and going, being like the energy bunny, never stopping. You can't afford to stop, because once you stop for a couple of days, you're gonna hit it's gonna be hard to come out of it. And it's hard. I know it's hard. Like, how can I see a positive when there's so many negatives? It's You have to be positive for yourself. You can't be positive for no one else. Positive, like if you know at the end of the day you want to one day eat let me see, get an iPhone. One day you want to be able to get an iPhone and live in a nice place. That is what you're thriving for, and or you want to model it. Like I want to model, and you can't, that's my dream. If I don't make, even if I don't make it big, I just love doing what I do. I would love to get a campaign, local campaign, big campaign. That is my dream, and I'll keep thriving for that. So some days to get to that dream, it sucks ass. It sucks ass because right now it's like you have to have jobs to support this dream, and the dream is, you can taste it. It's tasting it that's keeping you. You want this. You had a taste of it. Like when you go, like when I go to photo shoot, like I love it. I love it. And that's the best taste. And I could just imagine if you get, it's not even about the pay, it's about the experience, and I love it. And I want more. I got one taste and I'm addicted. I want more. I'm hungry. I am hungry. I'm starving and I want to be fed. And that's what keep me with my modeling. Because I have had people tell me, oh, that's stupid. You need to stop doing. You need to live in the realistic world. But that hunger and that starvation for that dream keeps me thriving and not giving up. I have had scams. I have acne marks on my face, cellulite, and I'm short. And that haven't stopped me yet, so I'm not stopping anytime soon. Those are many opportunities for me to say, fuck this, no. Excuse me. But when life sucks, or sucks and stuff, I'm sorry. It's just, I'm just really in a, I'm just really like, oh my God, I was starving so good and staying on my hustle and stuff, and boom, I'm down, like almost drowning again, and I can't afford to drown. But you have to stay positive. No matter what, you have to go, thrive, fight. You have to fight. You have to give this 100. You have to go in that boxing ring. Even if you know you don't have zero chances, you still have to fight. You have to fight. Even if you get knocked down 1,000 times on the ground, you go back out there and you fight. Because one day, you're going to beat that bitch ass. One day, you're going to beat his ass. You're going to knock life down and say, haha, I made it. Every obstacle you threw at me, every punch obstacle, I made it through. And I guarantee that will be the best feeling when you made it out of a situation that you didn't think was possible. Sometimes it's just easier to say, fuck it, I know I'm just going to stay here, but you got to keep going. And sometimes it's so sad when rough situation cause you to take your own life. And that happens where people, like what happened to Robin Williams, which was very sad. And there's so many other people, finance situations, marriage problems, any type of situations that cause you to feel like you're sinking or cause you to take your life. It's sad. But that's not the way. But at that time, I know I've been there before, where sometimes I feel about jumping off my patio deck. It's tempting. It's very, very, very tempting, but it's not the right way. Like right now, I can't, like, there's many times where I think to myself when I'm in situations when something beautiful happens, and I'm like, a few months ago, I planned on, I thought about suicide, and if I killed myself, I wouldn't be here to witness this. I remember one day, it was like sometime last year, I thought I was in a I wasn't working. I just came back from Georgia. I wasn't working. Working is life for me. Working is like my main priority. I love working. That makes me feel like a better Merlene. Working makes me feel like a better Marilyn. It makes me feel awesome, incredible. It makes me feel like I'm worth something by working. It gives me pride and dignity working. So when I wasn't doing that, or when I'm not doing that, I feel horrible about myself, very, very horrible. And I thought about killing myself, because I'm not working. I'm bad. I'm this. I'm valueless. I'm not worth nothing. And the next day, that week, I got my first modeling gig. The next day I got my first modeling gig, I talked to this publisher and a whole lot of stuff. And I said to myself, wow, if I had killed myself the day before, I would never, ever would be able to witness this. And now when I think about the opportunities that I got into, if I had done that day in September, I would never be here and seeing the stuff. Some of the stuff I've seen, beautiful. Some of the things that I've seen, I wish I never seen. But that's life. And even on your roughest days, you have to fight. You have to remind yourself there's stuff out there that you don't know what you're going to see or what's going to happen, but you want to be there to see it. And you have to keep going and going and going and going and going and fighting and punching and slapping and kicking and yelling and screaming and biting and punching until you can make it through that obstacle, so you can show them you are victorious and you are not going to let this one obstacle stop you. You got to fight. You got to want this. You got to be hungry. You got to have that hunger and that desire and keep it and hold on to it. Because once you get that taste, or once life knocks you down, you just got to keep going and going. Anyways, guys, peace and love, dolls.